Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Jennifer Scrapping Cane. Today I'm sharing a double 8.5 by 11 layout. This is of my son playing in the train yard. It goes along with his day out with Thomas photos. And this is also using the kit that I put together a few months back called the train kit. And sorry, lost my train of thought there for a minute. I'm going to show you the papers here first. I have a few scraps. This one here I actually cut from a brand new paper, a 49 in Market. I loved the numbers. I thought numbers were kind of cool to go with trains. The yellow paper is close to my heart. The other two papers are from a paper pad. This yellow paper is 49 in Market. I end up not using that since I go with the close to my heart one. These two here are 49 in Market. These are newer Crafty Garden, I believe is what that collection's called. And I'm actually going to use the dot side of the pretty flowers there. And then the gear paper is from Ella and Viv, and I do use that paper on the layout. So here I have some chipboard, and this is from Dusty Attic. Once again, I got that from Some Assemblage Required, and I'm going to paint that with Shimmerz Paints. Most of the other pieces that I'm going to show here are scraps from 49 in Market, and the tickets actually I kind of forgot about. They get set to the side and they do not get put on the layout. Spoiler alert. So I'm showing you all the tickets, but none of those make it on the layout. The stenciling I decided not to do after all. You'll see why once you see the layout, because I did add a lot of other embellishments. And stenciling I just didn't need after all. All of these negatives are from 49 in Market, two different packs. I think they're both the travel collections. Don't hold me to that, but I believe both of them were from the travel collections. The black colored ones, or the darker colored ones, are actually from a pack that's just black negatives. But they're all from 49 in Market. These acrylic pieces are from Bramble Fox. That is a UK-based company, so you do have to pay for shipping overseas. But she has some amazing acrylic pieces. These ones here were boy-related ones. One of them is Built Tough, and then Stars and Gears, which I love. This here is from Urban... Oh, what is that collection called? Urban something, from American Crafts. And I'm just going to use a couple of those foam pieces. These Prima gears, I use a couple of those, but most of the gears I use are from Dusty Attic. Here I'm going to piece together my background. Sorry, I'm going to try to stop saying uh, but I'm going to put the gear paper on the left and right side. It's a pretty big chunk. It's probably about 3 inches, I would guess, on each side. I put the 49 in Market paper in the middle, the one that had all the little dots. It has blue, yellow, brown, and even a little bit of green. I really kind of just ignore the green and go more with the blue, brown, and yellow colors. And then you can see I tore some strips of paper. I tore that number paper in half. I tore the other paper that is the metal on the back side of it. I tore it in half, and then the blue stripe paper, I tore a piece from the left and right side actually of the paper, because I'm going to use the paper to also mat photos, so it didn't matter if I tore the two ends off. And I also like the ends of the 49 in Market paper because it looks like it's blended in. It's shaded with ink, or I don't know how else to describe that. Distressed, I guess, on the ends. So I like that. And all of the papers are inked with black ink. I already did that. So I'm just piecing it together to show you guys how I piece the papers together when I'm doing a layout like this. This is probably my go-to for double 8.5 by 11 layouts. I love the look of the papers on the left and right side, and then one pattern paper in the middle. So that's exactly what I'm doing on this layout. I'm going to take these larger negative pieces and place them both behind the main photo, which is one of my favorite photos of my son at the train yard that day. So I'm just going to use a little bit of liquid glue to attach these down and keep them in place. I kind of sort of tucked them underneath the paper I already attached down, but just a little bit. This one here is going to overlap that paper, so it's okay that I'm putting it on second now. I'm going to go ahead and mat this one on top of this one, and the photo will actually cover up the blue part you're seeing, so you're only going to see yellow around the photo. And that paper there is actually from an 8x8 Tim Holtz paper pad. And I just love all the distressed mixed media look on that paper, even though most of it gets covered up. But it's the thought that counts, I guess. I don't know. I really like the way that paper looks. So the number paper I'm going to lay over the photo mat, and then this blue paper I'm going to lay on top of the number paper. So I'm going to attach these two together first. I'll lay the photo mat down, and then I'll attach these ones down. And the mat that I'm working on is actually the size of a double 8.5 by 11 layout. So it's perfect to put the layout together basically complete without cutting it down the middle yet. So I haven't cut it down the middle, as you can tell. It's still a 12 by 12 sheet attached with 3 or 4 inches on the other side. So here I'm going to lay the photo mat down. I did not use any play foam at all actually on this layout, but it will have lots of dimension because of the chipboard and the title pieces, and I'm okay with it. It definitely has texture, and it's popped up enough without the play foam. Here I just added these little scraps of paper, and that was to level it out with the photo frame so that it wouldn't leave like a lump across the layout. And here I'm going to use the stronger double-sided tape, and this is from Spiegelmom Scraps, and I'm just going to lay that across to hold on the edges that I'm putting on. I don't want them to bend or fall off since they're only like 1/4 of an inch that's attached to the layout. So usually I would cut the gear paper a little bit bigger, but I don't know what I was thinking when I tore it, but I already tore it, so I'm just going to go with it. And it's okay. It works out in the end. It's not too flimsy or anything like that. It's fine. This one I don't place in the right place. I end up pulling it up and fixing it. So sorry, it went a little quick there, but you'll see it here in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and start painting the chipboard pieces. I did already gesso these with clear gesso. Once again, the chipboard will soak up the Shimmerz paint, so you definitely need clear gesso first. At least I like the clear gesso because it gives it a more intense color. I'm going to use gold, silver, and a copper color, which is Penny for Your Thoughts. And I'm going to use mainly gold right now. I'm going to use one color at a time. So on this bigger one, I went around and colored basically 3 places in gold. And then I will come in with, I'm not sure which color I come in with next. I think I come in with Penny for Your Thoughts next. But this is the little light plug, or what is that called? Not called a light plug. It's called a plug, but a fuse plug. And I make that one the 3 colors. Oh, I also have black Shimmerz paint, which is Love You Onyxly, which is a black color. And I'm going to use that one too. So I'm going to use all 4 colors to color these chipboards. The little fan piece here, I'm coloring silver, and then this little gear here, and I'll color another little gear silver, and then I'll go over to the bigger piece and I'll cover, I believe I color 3 of those pieces silver, 2 of the gears and the chain. And the chain I did break when I was taking it out of the Dusty Attic chipboard pieces come in one solid piece, and then you have to like pop them out. And I did tear it when I was popping it out. That chain is kind of flimsy, but I'm able just to glue it down in the right spot, and you can't really tell that it's tore. It's okay. It fixes itself. And here I'm coming in with the penny for your thoughts. And again, I'm going to color a couple more little gears, color a little bit more on that little plug. And then I'm going to come over here and do 3 places with the copper and the little grid pattern at the top, a gear or 2 gears actually, and part of the light. And part of the light I also color in silver. That's what I'm doing now. I came back in, I forgot to color the light. And then I'm going to do the center part of the light gold, and then I'll do the outside of the light black. So now I'm coming in with black, doing the same thing, 3 places in black. I guess a little bit more than 3 places because that's a very large place that's black. And then 2 little places. So and I'm cleaning up the table each time in between. Once again, Shimmerz Paints wipes up pretty easily with baby wipes or just water and paper towels. So here I'm going to map the other 2 photos. You can see I attached, well, I haven't actually attached them. I just laid them down. I was kind of playing and then realized my camera wasn't back on. So here I'm matting my photos. Oh, I know what I'm doing. I'm distressing the edges of my photos. So I did border them with white cardstock or a white mat, and then I wanted to distress it. So I did that, and then I added it on this one. I'm adding on the yellow and then the blue stripe paper from 49 Market. This one I'm only going to add on the yellow close to my heart paper. And I'm okay that they're in different colored mats on each one. It's just something that I like to do when I use multiple photos in multiple pattern papers. I could have went ahead and did this one too in the blue, but I decided it really didn't need it. So I didn't do it. I thought there was enough blue already on the layout. And it looks fine. It turns out great. So I really like the way this layout turns out. Here I'm adding in more scraps. These are from the Tim Holtz paper. And I'm just adding them on the back of this one to pop it up just a little bit because it's going to overlap the other photo mat. And since the other photo mat is 2 papers and one of them being 49 Market, it's kind of thick. So again, I just want it to be even and lay flat, even though it's, higher up, or it's still flat across the layout since the photos will be level. So there we go. I got that down. And I'm going to go ahead and attach that photo down. In the bottom photo, I am going to lay crooked like I was showing it. And that's just to give your eye something to look at. That he's not really doing anything except for playing with the gears on the equipment that he's on top of. So this one here, it says work hard, play hard. And I thought that was kind of cute and fitting. And then I added a little dragonfly. Once again, that's a nod to my dad because he loved anything mechanical or just trains and planes and automobiles. That was his thing. Here I'm adding 100% authentic, which this little train car that he's playing on is definitely authentic. This was the real deal. You got to play on all of the train uh, equipment that's in the yard. So he was just having so much fun that day. 4-year-old little boy's dream. And I'm just kind of playing around with the gears and the spark plug, and then I mixed in the acrylic gears and the chipboard gears, and I did the same thing over on the left hand side by the main photo and then above that on the other photo. And I'm just covering up the part of like the train car or whatever, the side of it, but you can still see it. The gears just add a little bit something extra to it. I did forget to add my negatives. Almost forgot. Luckily, it's ATG and I'm able to lift up the photos fairly easy and put them back in. I will struggle with cutting them and placing them in the correct place, though. So I actually cut away here in a minute. I went and played basketball with my son outside and then came back and finished the layout. So you'll see here in a minute, they'll kind of move a little bit, and I will have everything attached down except for the sequence that I'm going to come back in and add. So over here, I'm adding a couple of negatives that are solid negatives. I did cut all the negatives with the deckled edge scissors, and that's just something I found that I like to do with these negatives instead of keeping them straight and, you know, just straight edges. They have a rough edge or a torn edge, but instead of tearing them, I use the scissors to cut them. And I did that to all of the negatives that you see, except for the two larger ones that I placed behind the main photo, which the yellow one you can barely see in the end, but the blue one you can definitely see at the bottom. So there you can see all my gears are attached down, not falling off. I'm going to come in and I'm going to add the other title piece down at the bottom that says Colorado Railroad Museum, which is where we were. Even though it was Day Out with Thomas, that was the museum that was hosting Thomas. So it was their yard that we were playing in. So I'm just doing a little bit of liquid glue and attaching those negatives down. And once again, I cut the edges of them with the deckled edge scissors, and I'm going to place this down. I use the three colors again, the black, the yellow, and the blue. And then the little letters that you see up at the top is what I'm going to use to spell it out. And those are from Heidi Swap, and those are little chipboard letters. I think I said in the last couple of layouts that I've used them in, I got them at Tuesday Morning for a really cheap price. And most of them were falling off of the backing anyways, because once again, they don't stick very well, but they're the perfect size, and I just love them. I wish I had more of them, actually. I'm kind of running out now, especially after spelling out Colorado Railroad Museum. But it's okay. I'm fine. But I went ahead and attach those down off camera. And now I'm going to come in with the sequence, and pretty much that's going to finish it up. I used Genuine, which is a mix that came out a couple months ago. I believe it's still available in the shop. I'll have to check. But once again, if you pick up any sequence from Spiegelmom Scraps, you can use my code Jennifer15 and save 15%. And then the other sequence that I show there are once again Shoreline, which does not make it on the layout because I believe I leave it in, but it's probably going too fast to actually see it. I placed them down and they really didn't look blue. They weren't the blue that I was going for. So I'm going to bring in another pack of sequins, which is called Brush Strokes, and actually could have used that whole pack for all of the sequins except for the black ones. But it's okay. I end up pulling just the navy blue ones out of that pack to place around the layout. And that was just to add, the pop of yellow. Or the pop of blue, sorry. I already added yellow by adding the gold. And then I added white and black from the genuine ones, all in different sizes. I didn't use the largest size just because it was almost the same size as the acrylic gears. So I just used the smaller sequins. So there I did the navy ones, and that was where I tried them out and did not like them. So now you can see those ones, you can tell they're navy blur versus black or clear. The other blue ones in the Shoreline ones looked more like a light blue or a white. They didn't look dark blue like these ones do. So I really like these ones better. And I'm going to add those just randomly, and I didn't count them or anything like that. I just put them wherever I thought my eye thought they looked good, and that's it. There's a few close-ups. I hope you guys enjoyed today's layout, and I will see you in the next video.